last year sometime. They are back some for a whole bunch of really cool new features. Magic about the notification for your application. You need to notify your user about something happening in your application. The product have shipped or somebody has followed them. Magic Bell is working with this type of thing: push notification, email notifications, smart notifications. If you really like in an app, you got a notification Scott Zoloskin has followed you. You see that I will immediately has followed me. That showed push notification, or I see that magic smart notification. If you seen it, it has seen one part, it's gonna notify you in the other part, which is super smart, because conference, this is one of those things. You get so simple, could just add notification a little about your application, but then you all of this little edge case, somebody want once a day or want to have seen that, don't you just get a very in the notification in your app. Check out magicbell.com. The free plan give you 100 mile. What's meow? It's meow most active user for free. Use the coupon code syntax FM. You get 10% off in your first 12 months. Let's get into updating project dependency. We love for those of you do maybe you're a developer, our project maybe rely on some package to work. React website, we call those dependencies. Depend on them, the package we are using in our application. That is what dependency is. What? Maybe what? I just did a bunch. I stopped starting up a year, a new Gumption for life. I decided I'm going to update everything. The tag in Gatsby 2, Gatsby 4 personal website is in Gatsby 3, Gatsby 4. My cross platform has a whole bunch of dependency to update. I need to happen. The syntax is on Next.js 10, a whole bunch others. In Next.js 12, I updated fairly large website, and I has put a processes for reducing in the past have real. Just you go updating. You just are engineering for the best. You can do that into a certain point. When you compile to 6 or 8 months, it often is major version that has been updated 50 or 20 things in all new version. What is your process even when you're approaching that? What I think is the same way. Curious to see how Scott does this as well. More to or not to most methodologies. We can talk about an actual project, npm check update MCU, that specifically check any update. If you're using a monorail, you can use --deep, go through every package JSON. You just told me that the pnpm as this as well. I use pnpm up is the command. If you pass the -i lowercase, give you interactive. You can hit specific. You want to update -L related versions of packages. Many versions updates, because the new one I love is interactive too. It's beyond the version of these things of them. This is the way I do it, and it will be like their VS Code that will tell you a version in your package.json via package.json. More tedious to me for this type of person. Script of something that's the same thing of variable things. For those of you, let's talk about the first thing I do when I see a huge list of everything. They will tell you what version are there. You need to color them green or red or yellow. Those are associated with sample semantic versioning. That's what Node.js or NPM uses. It's a 3-point system, 1.3.1. But really quickly, the first point, 1 point whatever or 2 point whatever, that is major version. Likely it's going to be breaking changes. If you going from 2.0 to 2.1, that is a minor update that should not have any breaking changes, at least backwards compatible functionality. The API should still work. Unique method that you are using, then a minor update, hatch release 2.2.1 or OSH 1210 Sunburn, their boundaries edge case, we hatch it. It doesn't change any, it's breaking any functionality. How should actually work? How most people should follow it? It's definitely not always the case, but in most the cases, if you get one of those hatch update or there is new Lodash 3.5.2, I will go through all of these minor updates as well. I will leave the major one for, I will talk about that in just seconds. I did exactly the same thing. Then I will go through upgrade rules, minor groups in the same time. I won't update everything as a minor updates. I will update group at a time. Gatsby in all of the, or you can do dash filter in your MCU. In the Gatsby updates all the dependency. Yes link all of the ELS link. I update all of those at once, and finally I will go through any other minor stuff that have been updated. It's update major dependency for version bomb. I have got into something get break there. Gatsby 3 to 4, ESLint 7 to 8, a major version of Bible, a major version of React. You can kind of expect if you are doing a full version bomb that may are doing a lot, they will deprecate but not remove in a major versions. In the next major version, they're gonna move it. Remove use effect. What I am React 18, React 19 will not remove use effects. It's not gonna work. They are not moving use effect. It's just example. In React 20, they will totally remove it. You will get release to catch up those before you actually upgrading actually changes how your code works. I do know that something is more voiced mongoose going from major version to another major versions, especially because you know that a major update is, but like if you have ESLint or something. For version of EF-Link is really low state. Calculate the stake, high stake one before I make any sort of change modification to the packages. I will go through this changing recession GitHub repo. Have you never seen before? Releases section, just right there. There is a release, a lot of packages. Here is the releases, have a change log, inability to some API, exactly what's going on there. I'm definitely checking out that exactly what Mongo is the one that I just upgraded on Friday myself. A major version to another major versions. It's a little bit it's not confusing. I need to update the version of actually the other way around. The version of Mongo is running on the server. I need a Mongoose so that it works twice. I sort of prepare myself for that coming in the couple weeks. But you have to look like what other breaking changes. Bullet list of usually 2 of API nobody ever use. You just go for, you can almost always search in your course platform, in your code base, did I use this, did I use this, did I use, when you hit something you did use, they're gonna say you need to use the, for example, I was using in mongo.count, and they changed that to either estimate interest or count interest. A little bit like if you need to filter based on not index field, use this one, or read through it. Some works. You're good to go. After I doing this, git command for every upgrade Mongos. I've upgrade ES-Link. By this updates, should this anything go wrong, I just roll by that specific changes. New branch for updates. Commit in betweens. This is another area in Bacon 2. There are more major APIs for the types. TypeScript is gonna yell at you. There is no longer method. You pass a string there is no longer supported. You have to pass with the value probes, There are huge benefits for TypeScript. After that, what's a major dependencies? You have to do some research on. I have to update my database versions. Was actually on my database side. You regen some code API keys. A lot of times, Strip does this, Sanity does this. A lot of will version their APIs to associate with API keys. If you're upgrading to a new version of a packages, sometimes you regen a set of API go along with that. Make sure you are updating those API keys at the same time. What as test obvious because huge automatically catch these things. Make sure everything is got known. Is this major or minor? If I update my checkout flow, they are major for me. Depth to a lot of tiny little format money function may break. It's not the end of the world. It's the major or minor. What's your error loggings? I have Sentry in my front end and in my back end. I will just kind of have it open. Sometimes something will break. Spec on your sentries. You can very clear to be that with the batch update, I gonna roll back feature of a lot of these immutable hosts. Just roll back to a working versions. You don't have to necessarily. You just fix forward is a word. A lot of don't roll back, fix forward, even bad. If you want TypeScript, net build, you can run TypeScript first. The last thing I have there is just free. It's gonna, you will update as and everything goes. That's one thing. Use all your Node.js. You don't always know what has changed. Reading every single line, 15 dependency trees, there is you at the end of the day. Just cast nuke these packages, broke a lot of stuff. Luckily, there are major version of updates, YOLO update, and check what happened in the merger version update. Can't on you, yeah, totally. Alright, that's my tips for updating a major Node.js project. Hope anything. No, it's funny. We can't independently exactly the same thing without. You see there? I really doing all the same things, doing that reasonable. So yeah, totally. Alright. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on Wednesday.